Have you ever been abroad and noticed how a huge global brand, like a fast food chain or a tech company, just fits in like it was made for that place? Well, that's not magic, and it's definitely not an accident. It's a really smart strategy called glocalization, and we're about to break down exactly how it works.
I mean, really think about it. How does an American burger joint become a massive hit in a country where most people don't eat beef? Or how does a Japanese tech company manage to win over millions of European customers? It's a fascinating puzzle, right? And the answer is a deliberate, super clever strategy that we're going to unpack.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the big puzzle every global brand has to solve. Then, we'll dive into the major choice they face. After that, we'll reveal the global solution itself. We'll even see it in action with a great example, McDonald's in India. Then see how this all applies online. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the one big idea you should take away from this. All right, let's jump right in. What is this big fundamental challenge? Well, it's a puzzle that every single company trying to expand internationally has to figure out. Okay, so at the very heart of this puzzle is a major conflict. It's a real push and pull. On one side, you've got global standardization. This is the idea of keeping everything, your product, your brand, your ads, exactly the same no matter where you are. It's efficient, it's consistent. But on the other side, you have local adaptation, which is all about changing things up to fit in with local culture, tastes, and even rules. If you lean too hard one way, you risk seeming totally out of touch, but lean too far the other way, and you might just lose what made your brand special in the first place. It's a serious, high-stakes balancing act. So this tension, this core conflict, it forces companies to make some really big decisions about how they're even going to show up in a new country. And they've got options. There are a few main pathways they can take. The simplest is just direct exporting, making stuff at home and shipping it out. Or they could try licensing, where they let a local company use their brand name. A really popular one is franchising, which is what you see with big restaurant chains. They could also team up with another company in a strategic alliance. Or they can go all in and build everything from the ground up themselves by creating what's called a wholly owned subsidiary. Each one of these choices is a different answer to that fundamental question. Do we standardize or do we adopt? So, how do you solve a conflict like that? Do you pick a side? Well, the smartest companies don't. Instead, they use this incredible hybrid approach that, honestly, tries to get the best of both worlds. And that solution is called glocalization. Yeah, it's a bit of a mashup of global and local, but the idea behind it is pure genius. The motto is basically, think global, act local. You keep your core brand identity, the stuff that makes you, you, but you tweak and tailor your products and your marketing for each specific culture. It's not about choosing one or the other, it's the art of doing both at the same time. Now, theory is one thing, right? But let's look at a true masterclass in glocalization from one of the biggest, most recognizable brands on the entire planet. So I want you to meet the McAloo Tikki burger from McDonald's in India. Now, you might be looking at this and thinking, it's just a burger. But no, this thing is so much more than that. This one product is the perfect symbol of a genius global strategy. It's literally the key to understanding how McDonald's, a brand built on the Big Mac, on beef, was able to conquer a market that's predominantly vegetarian. So why is it so brilliant? Well, first off, it's 100% vegetarian. That right there aligns perfectly with the cultural and religious norms of a huge portion of the Indian population. Second, and this is the really clever part, it's not just some boring generic veggie patty. It's an aloo tikki, a spiced potato patty that is a super popular, beloved local street food. People already know and love that flavor. And all of this leads to the most important point. By showing this level of cultural understanding and respect, McDonald's builds a massive amount of trust. They stop being just some foreign American company and start feeling like a local restaurant. And this whole think global, act local idea, it's not just for burgers. In the world we live in today, this hyper-connected digital world, it's become even more important online. You actually see digital glocalization all the time, maybe without even realizing it. When you go to a website and it automatically shows you prices in your local currency? That's glocalization. Or when the ads you see on social media are all about a local holiday or a regional trend? Yep, that's glocalization too, powered by data. Companies are using analytics to figure out what matters to you locally so they can give you a tailored online experience, all while keeping that consistent global brand feel. It's the same core idea, just with new tech behind it. Okay, so we've looked at the theory, we've gone over the strategies, we've seen a real-world masterclass,
So, what's the one big idea you should really walk away with from all this? It really all comes down to this. Winning on a global scale is not about being global or being local. It's about mastering the delicate balance between the two. The goal is to build a brand that is recognized all over the world, but feels like it's loved right there in your hometown. That's how you create a connection that's so much deeper than just a product. So, we'll leave you with this question to think about. The next time you're out shopping or just scrolling through your phone, keep an eye out. What kind of global products or ads do you notice? I promise you, once you start looking for them, you'll start seeing them everywhere.